With this simple trick, your meat will melt in your mouth like butter. I'll start our recipe by placing 2 sliced onions into a baking dish, then seasoning with half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and mixing it all. And tell me, what meat recipe is the most popular in your house? I'd love to hear it. In a bowl, I'll place 4 grated potatoes. Now I'll add 3 eggs, 1 grated onion, 2 tablespoons of wheat flour, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and mix everything very well. In a pan, I'll add 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of oil, and stir until melted. Then, I'll add a portion of the potatoes. I'll cut 1 kilo of meat into large pieces. Next, I'll season with black pepper to taste and salt to taste on both sides. Cook your meat this way at home and come back to tell me how it turned out. I'm sure you'll love it. Now I'll take 1 piece and place it in the pan over the potato and cover with another portion of potatoes. Let it fry for about 5 minutes. Then flip it and fry for 5 more minutes. And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching from so I can send you a big hug. Today's hug goes to Pamela Johnson from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm glad you're enjoying our recipes. After doing this with every piece, I'll place them all into the baking dish, on top of the onions. To give it a special touch, I'll cover everything with 150 grams of shredded mozzarella. Cover with aluminum foil and bake at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. You'll be amazed by the flavor of this meat. Just wrap the chicken in foil, a genius trick no one teaches. We'll need 2 chicken breasts. I'll drizzle some olive oil on top. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and spread well on both sides to season. Now I'll wrap it with foil, fold the edges, and place it inside the air fryer. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a big hug. Today's hug goes to Jennifer Miller from Austin, Texas. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. We'll leave it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. After that time, we'll take it out, place it on the cutting board, and open carefully because of the steam. This recipe turns out incredibly delicious. Make it at home and then come back to tell me what you think. I'm sure you and your family will love it. Now I'll cut the chicken breasts into smaller pieces. Done that, let's move on to the next step. In a pan with a bit of hot oil, I'll add 1 chopped onion, 3 chopped garlic cloves, and let it sauté. I'll add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of mustard, and mix well. We'll add 1 cup of heavy cream and let it come to a boil. I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and stir. Now we'll put the chicken into the pan and mix it with this wonderful sauce. We'll finish by adding parsley on top to taste. It gives a super special touch to our recipe. Tell me, what's your best chicken recipe? I'd love to know. This sauce will be delicious and pairs perfectly with our chicken.
I learned this at a restaurant. This is the most flavorful chicken I've ever had. To start our recipe, we're using a whole chicken. I cut it in half like this and open it with my hands to expose the inside. Next, I add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, then I flip the chicken and add again 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now I squeeze butter over the top. Using a kitchen brush, I spread the butter all over the chicken. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Olivia Barnes from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Now in a pan, I add 1 tablespoon of butter. Once it melts, I add 9 cloves of garlic and fry them well. I set the garlic aside. Let me know what you think of the recipe so far. Next, I place the chicken in the pan and sear both sides. I love trying new recipes, and this one is worth every minute. I remove the chicken and place it in a baking dish. In a bowl, we add 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. I mix everything until it becomes a thick, smooth sauce. Then I brush the whole chicken with this sauce and cover the dish with foil. Now in a pot, we add 500 grams of potato. Add water to cover and let it cook for a few minutes. Meanwhile, I place the chicken in the oven at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. In another pan, I add a drizzle of olive oil, spread sliced onion, and add half a red bell pepper. Sauté everything well. Back to the potatoes. Drain them and add to the sauté. You're going to be amazed by the result. The flavor is incredible. Now I add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and parsley to taste. Sauté everything very well. This will be the perfect side for our delicious chicken. I learned this recipe while working at a 5-star restaurant, and since then, it's been a regular in my home. One of those dishes everyone expects as soon as they smell it cooking.
Next time you cook chicken, try this easy and delicious recipe. I'll start by adding 3 chicken breasts cut into cubes into 8 whole eggs that are already in the pan. Then, season with 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and mix everything very well to combine. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Emily Johnson from Denver, Colorado. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Tell me how you usually make chicken at home. I'd love to know your recipe. Now I'll add parsley to taste, 150 grams of shredded mozzarella, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and mix everything well until smooth. Once you cook chicken like this, you won't want to make it any other way, because the result will really impress you. It's very practical and super tasty. Now we can add 3 tablespoons of wheat flour and mix again. Cheese in our recipes is never too much. It gives that special touch my whole family loves. After that, I'll place the pan over low heat, cover, and let it cook for 15 minutes. After this time, I'll flip the recipe with the help of a plate. Then, add 100 grams of shredded mozzarella. I'll cover and let it cook for another 10 minutes, which is just about the time it takes for the cheese to melt. Make it at home and then come back to tell me what you think. I'm sure you'll love it.
I should have learned this sooner. A genius trick I picked up from an Italian. For today's recipe, I'm gonna slice 1 chicken breast in half, just like this, without cutting it all the way through. Then I'll cover it with plastic wrap and tenderize it real good with a meat mallet. Oh, and before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Weston Pierce from Georgia. I'm really happy you're enjoying our recipes. After that, I'll remove the plastic and cover it with a pot lid. Now I'll trim the edges of the chicken that are sticking out from the lid, just like that. I'll transfer the chicken to a plate with wheat flour. Make sure it's well coated. Now in a bowl, I'll crack 3 eggs. Add a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix it all really well. Then I'll add half a cup of Parmesan and 3 minced garlic cloves. Keep whisking everything nicely. I'll throw in some parsley to taste. Any idea how today's recipe is gonna turn out? Now I'll dip the chicken we prepped earlier into the mixture. Time to coat it all over again. Next, I'm melting a tablespoon of butter in a pan. Spread it all around. Once hot, in goes the chicken. I'll place it nicely and let it cook till golden. Then I'll flip the chicken to cook the other side too. Once it's ready, I'll set it aside for later. In the same pan, I'll pour in 1 cup of chicken broth, 3 minced garlic cloves, the juice of half a lime, and some parsley to taste. Mix it all real well. Have you ever made a recipe like this? Send it my way. I'd love to try it at home. Then I'll add 1 tablespoon of butter again. Give everything another good mix. Now I'll bring the chicken back into the pan and coat it with that flavorful mix. Make this dish today and send me how it turned out. I'd love to know you enjoyed it. Now I'll take the chicken out of the pan and plate it. This recipe is so quick and easy, saves me tons of time during the week. To finish, I'll spoon some of that sauce over the top of the chicken. Just look how gorgeous this meal is turning out. I can't wait to dig in when it's done. It's looking absolutely irresistible.
everybody's cooking Oreos after seeing this genius idea. I'll start by adding 180 grams of Oreos here in this pan with hot water. I'll stir it well until everything blends together. You're gonna fall in love with the result of this recipe. It ends up with an amazing flavor. After mixing everything, you can transfer it to a bowl. I bet you'll find it super easy to make. Now, I'll add 1 cup of sugar. Then I'll add 1 cup of milk. I'll whisk it well until it's all combined. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Matthew Johnson from Dallas, Texas. I'm really happy you're enjoying our recipes. Now I'll add 3 eggs, 1/4 cup of oil. I'll stir it well until everything blends. This has become one of my favorite recipes. Ever since the first time I tried it, I just can't stop making it. I'll add 2 cups of wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I'll mix it once again, no rush. Besides being delicious, this recipe is super nutritious. The ingredients are full of flavor and packed with health benefits. It's totally possible to eat well and stay healthy with recipes like this. With just a few ingredients and little time, you can prepare this treat. I'll pour everything into a greased baking pan. I'll bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. I'll use a plate to flip it over. Few steps, but the flavor is worthy of a chef. The perfect combo of convenience and flavor right in your kitchen. Now I'll add 2 cups of condensed milk here in this pan. I'll add 1 cup of milk powder, 2 tablespoons of butter. I'll stir it once again until it all comes together. When it reaches this texture, it's perfect. To make it even better, I'll add 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Mix it all again. When these ingredients come together, it's an explosion of flavors. Everyone at home will love it. After mixing well, it'll look like this. Now I'll pour this mixture over the cake. Spread it generously. Look how beautiful it's turning out. It's a simple recipe, but the secret is in the combination of ingredients I used. If you also get the measurements right, I'm sure it'll turn out perfect. Just like mine. Now just cut it and serve it on a plate. Today you learned a delicious cake recipe, and now you can surprise everyone at home. I'm sure they'll love trying this dessert. And the best part? It works for any occasion, a great option to gather the family. The smell coming out of the oven is simply irresistible. It's so tasty it'll be gone in no time at your place. Tell me what you think about this way of preparing it. I'd love to know. You'll see you don't need to spend hours in the kitchen to enjoy an amazing dish.
Everyone's cooking Oreos after seeing this genius idea. I'll start by adding 180 grams of Oreos into this pot with hot water. Mix it well until everything comes together. You're going to fall in love with the result of this recipe. Now I'll add 1 cup of sugar. Then 1 cup of milk. Mix it well again until it's all combined. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Matthew Collins from Chicago, Illinois. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Now I'll transfer this to a bowl. I'll add 3 eggs, 1/4 cup of oil. Mix it well until fully combined. This became one of my favorite recipes from the very first time I tried it. I just can't stop making it now. Do you also love chocolate cake? If you know a secret trick, let me know. I'll add 2 cups of wheat flour. Mix again, slowly, no rush. Besides being delicious, this recipe is super nutritious. The ingredients I picked are rich in flavor and also good for your health. It shows you can eat well and still take care of yourself with recipes like this. With just a few ingredients and little time, you can prepare this treat. Look how it's turning out. Perfect like this. I'll add 1 tablespoon of baking powder to give our cake the right shape. Mix again. This recipe has a few steps where we really need to mix well. But just take your time and everything will come out perfect in the end. It's so worth it. I love making chocolate recipes. The flavor is just amazing. Now I'll pour everything into a greased baking pan. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. In a pot, I'll add 2 cups of condensed milk. To make it even better, I'll add half a cup of heavy cream. When combined, these ingredients create an explosion of flavor. Everyone will love it. When you make this, take a picture and send it to me. I'd love to see it. I'll add 1 cup of milk powder. Mix it again until fully incorporated. Once it reaches this texture, it's perfect. Now I'll spread this mixture right over the cake. Make sure to cover it well. Look how beautiful it's turning out. It's a simple recipe, but the secret is in the combination of ingredients I used. If you also get the quantities right, I'm sure yours will be just as perfect as mine. Now just cut it and serve it on a plate. It works for any occasion. It's a great option to bring the family together. Let me know what you think of this recipe. I'd love to hear from you. And you'll see, you don't need to spend hours in the kitchen to enjoy an amazing dish like this.